Hello everybody and welcome to the KD Adventures, where we make theme park and adventure videos every single week. If you enjoy watching this video, make sure to let us know by hitting that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you're feeling extra cheeky, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram, just search for the KD Adventures. Right then, so welcome to this week's video. Now before I get into the video, I just need to mention that this is the last time that we will ever be recording a video here on the KD Adventures from this room. You might not care, you probably don't care, but it is a little bit sad for me because we've made plenty of videos from this room over the past 2 years, from all the unboxings that we've done, to all the Disney announcements, all those theme park announcements, all our like top 10 videos, they've all been done from this room, so it's a little bit sad to be honest with you. So I just thought I'd let you know. We are moving on to bigger and better things. We're moving into a brand new house, a much bigger house, so there'll be a bigger studio to record our videos in, so that's really exciting, but it is sad to see this place go. So yeah, this is the last time you'll see a video from this room. Now this week I was going to talk a bit about the Disney World's 50th anniversary, but because I haven't personally experienced it myself yet, I thought that wouldn't be the best thing to do. There's plenty of videos out there from people who have checked out all the celebrations that are going on at Disney World, so go check those videos out. But because I haven't experienced it personally, I don't think it's right to give my opinion. But next year we will be visiting Disney World, so I'll give you all my thoughts then. But yeah, this week's video I thought I'd go something very different than Disney World, because we're heading into the spooky season now. Well, we're way underway with the spooky season now. All the events have kicked off here in the UK, such as Scarefest at Alton Towers and Fright Nights at Thorpe Park. We'll be heading to Alton Towers Scarefest next weekend, so stay tuned for that vlog. I'm very excited to get back to Alton Towers. It's been a few months now since we've been, so I'm very excited to go, just to return to the park in general. Never mind for Scarefest, I am super excited, and to get back vlogging as well and share it with all of you guys. So yeah, that's going to be coming up very soon on the channel, so stay tuned. But in this video we're going to be talking about something that's not theme park related. We're going to be talking about another attraction that you can find right here in the UK that is not Halloween related, but spooky related, very spooky related. And in fact you can find it right here in my hometown of Nottingham, and that is the Haunted Museum. Now, my hometown of Nottingham is well known for its history. I mean, we have the Nottingham Castle, we even have the caves, and also we have the England's oldest inn. So yeah, there's a lot of old stuff here in Nottingham that is full of ghost sightings and stories. So to have the Haunted Museum here in Nottingham is the perfect place. The Haunted Museum here in Nottingham is home to some haunted artefacts with some very spooky stories. I'm going to be going over some of the items in this video. I'll probably only go over 3 because honestly, I don't want to ruin this for you if you want to go check it out, because there are hundreds and hundreds of items in this museum. So I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'm going to go over my top 3 in this video, just so you can get a taste of what it's like. So before I go over some of the haunted items that you can find inside the museum, I'll quickly talk about the museum itself, because it has relocated recently. Not long ago it was in a place called Mapley here in Nottingham, and it was inside of an old cinema, which I'll tell you now was creepy by itself. It didn't need all the haunted items to be creepy, but with those haunted artifacts inside of there, it was a real playground for all those spirits and ghosts. Honestly, just walking inside of that old cinema gave me the chills. It was very creepy. But earlier this year it did relocate from the old cinema to a place called Hopkinson's Vintage Antiques and Art Centre, which you can imagine is also haunted. There has been sightings of ghosts inside of Hopkinson's, which I'll put on screen now. So this ghost sighting is apparently the ghost of a former shopkeeper, which was spotted roaming around the building. So yeah, this was the perfect place for the Haunted Museum to relocate to, as it was already haunted. Now, don't get me wrong, this new venue is great for the museum, as it is already haunted, but personally I did prefer it at the old cinema, just because the Hopkinson's is a running shop and a cafe, so the eerie feeling that you got inside the cinema where it was dead silent, you don't really get at Hopkinson's. because you can hear people walking around upstairs, as the Haunted Museum is in the basement area. So you can hear people walking around upstairs and people talking and whatnot. But having said that, it is still very spooky. You've still got other haunted items in there, so it's still very creepy, and it's definitely worth checking out. So yeah, don't let that put you off. But I did kind of prefer it in the old cinema, but that's just my personal opinion. So what's perfect about this new location is it is directly outside of Nottingham train station. It's literally steps away after you come out of the doors of a train station. So it is perfect. And also, as I said, it's also Hopkinson's is also a cafe. So once you've had a look at all the spooky items inside the Haunted Museum, you can go upstairs and have a cup of coffee. Another experience that the Haunted Museum offer is paranormal events through the UK Ghost Hunts team, where you can investigate the museum with experienced paranormal teams. This is something I've always wanted to do, but Jessie is way too scared. I'm going to try and convince her one day, but we will see. Right then, so let's talk about some of the items you can find inside the museum. As I mentioned, I'm only going to talk about 3 of these items because I really want you to go check this museum out for yourself if you can. I also forgot to mention that this museum is open all year round, not just at Halloween. So even though it's perfect to visit during Halloween, you can visit whenever you want throughout the year. You cannot video inside the museum, but they did allow me to take photos. So there's no videos of the museum in this video, but I will show you the photos on screen and give you my thoughts and the experience that me and Jessie had when we had a visit last weekend. Right then, so let's get on into it. Cue that spooky music and let's talk about George. So this rather creepy looking fella is called George, and he is from Texas. Now I should point out that the owner of the Haunted Museum has been collecting these items from all over the world for many years. So this doll is named George, and it was made in memory of a man named George. Now George isn't any old doll. You may think that his hair is a little bit strange looking. Well, that's because that is the real George's real hair. Now not only that, his eyes are also made from George's glass eyes too. Now, talking of eyes, many people have said that when they're around George, they notice that their vision becomes blurred, and some also experience a pressure around their eyes. Now, she's not here to back me up on this one, but when me and Jessie visited the Haunted Museum last weekend, Jessie did start to experience some blurring in her eyes as she was reading the little description thing behind of George, before it even got to the bit about the eyes. So that really freaked her out. Many mediums have stated that the real George is unhappy that they buried him without his hair and eyes, and to be honest, I think I would be too. So now he wants to inflict eyesight loss on everyone he encounters, and he will use their sight to look into their souls. So just keep that one in mind if you plan on visiting the Haunted Museum to meet our lovely little friend George. Now I did say I was only going to talk about 3 items in the Haunted Museum, but I need to add an extra one in here because this one, it did freak me out just a little bit. Now I watch plenty of horror movies, documentaries and TV shows like Ghost Adventures. I've seen enough of them to know that some haunted dolls can affect electrical items such as cameras and phones. So when I was taking the photos, I made sure that I was super steady and accurate when taking the shots, just so I could hopefully pick something up on camera for myself. Now Jessie will also back me up on this one too. I was really careful when taking these photos. So we entered one room which was home to this doll, and I can't give you too much information on this doll because this is all I got from the photo I took. Now this honestly scares me, and I'm not putting this on for the video, I can promise you. Maybe it was due to the fact that the walls were covered with mirrors, or the low lighting may have caused it, or maybe even a mix of the both. But this is the photo I got of this doll, and it looks more than just a slight blur. This looks like I've been yeeted forwards and fallen down the stairs. And all that's visible is the blurred outline of that doll, and it gives me the chills. If you do visit the Haunted Museum yourself, then let me know how you feel about this doll when you enter that room. Because when Jessie entered the room, straight away she had to leave because she felt really uneasy, and then I got this photo. So yeah, this one really gives me the creeps. On to another one of my favourite items now, and this one is a doll's house. And of course, not any old doll's house, but a haunted doll's house. As you can see from the photo, they were at the time doing an experiment on the doll's house. I'd seen this one before at the old cinema, and it used to be in the attic area of the cinema. That room really gave me the chills when I visited, so seeing it here again brought back that feeling. As you can see from the screen, there were some cameras placed inside the rooms of the doll's house. This was because the person who gave the doll's house to the museum said that the furniture would move on its own. The lady got so obsessed with checking the furniture inside that she ended up giving it away to the museum, as she knew that they would take good care of it and would be able to check it for her. The museum have confirmed that the furniture inside does move, so if you do take a visit, then make sure to keep an eye on the screens because you never know what you might see. They even said at one time a small child's handprint could be seen inside, after they covered the floor with talc to track any movements. This is one that really makes me feel uneasy. It is super creepy, and it's why it's one of my favourite items inside the Haunted Museum. Finally, let's move away from dolls now, and let's talk about another item, and this one is a haunted painting. So this painting was donated to the museum after the family were terrified of the children in the portrait. And to be honest, I am too. The family bought the photo from an antique shop and stored it away in their attic as they didn't know where to hang it. And to be honest, I wouldn't know where to hang it either. Eventually, they decided to place it at the bottom of their stairs. Soon after hanging the portrait, the family started noticing the children in different positions, and sometimes even their faces would change, even when looking directly at it. The boy at one point didn't have his hand on the arm of a chair, and another time, all three children were smiling. This is another one that really gives me the creeps, and one of the main reasons I wanted to show it in this video is so that you could see the painting for yourself from when I saw it. So if you go and check out the Haunted Museum, you can compare it to the video right now, and you can see if there's any changes in the portrait. And if there is, let me know down in the comments below, because that would be super creepy. So there we have it, a bit about the Haunted Museum here in Nottingham and some of the items that you can find there. Now, if you're not a chicken, I would definitely recommend going checking out the Haunted Museum. As I said, it is in a great location. It's directly next to the Nottingham train station. So if you're visiting Nottingham for whatever reason, then make some time in your day to go check it out because it was super cheap. It was like £7 or £8 per person, and you get a great experience out of it, especially during Halloween as well. It's the perfect experience. Now, I've only spoken about 4 items in this video, but the Haunted Museum has hundreds of items inside to check out, ranging from haunted dolls to haunted paintings to haunted mirrors, and they even have a bed where a real life exorcism was performed. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to check out and it is definitely worth a visit. But anyway, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the Haunted Museum down in the comments below, because I would love to know your thoughts. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I'm not going to sleep tonight now, am I?